My first guest tonight says Speaker Ryan's comments are a very serious mistake. Joining us, Senator Jeff Sessions, a member of several key Senate committees, including Budget, Armed Services, and the Judiciary. Senator Sessions is the first senator to have announced his support for Donald Trump for president. Senator, great to have you with us. I think it is appropriate that I say to you, congratulations as well on Donald Trump's claim as the presumptive nominee of the Republican Party. You were instrumental from the very beginning.
Well, he certainly has appealed to the American people, and I think certain Republican leaders and establishment figures need to ask themselves how it is with the process not even over. He's gotten more votes than any Republican primary candidate in history. Who's talking directly to the American people, their concerns about trade, about immigration, about a foreign policy that's restrained. All of those are conservative values, Lou. It's conservative to want a lawful system of immigration that serves the national interest. It's conservative to favor a trade policy that defends American manufacturing and workers' jobs and wages, and to have a foreign policy that's restrained.
And Donald Trump, Senator, as you know better than anyone, has talked about having a robust military, a foreign policy that is based on a military that is second to none, rebuilding our military. And we all know that fundamental to that is the economic base of this nation that has to grow. It has to be restored. No other candidate has talked as much about rebuilding our infrastructure and creating growth and jobs. It's shocking to me to hear a conservative like, at least a man who claims that he's a conservative, Paul Ryan, say he's not ready, quote unquote, to support the party's presumptive nominee.
Well, the Speaker of the House is a big leader and an important figure in the Republican Party. He calls on House members every day to stand with him in unity, and he needs to set a good example for Republicans. I think this was a big mistake. I really do. And I'm really surprised, frankly, since he'd indicated he'd support whoever the nominee was.
He is breaking his word, and a leader cannot lead when he does that. There is a man faced with 434 other members of the House who have to come together on a budget. He has not succeeded in pushing that forward, advancing that. The conservatives of the Republican Party are extraordinarily distressed because he wants to spend more, not less money.
That's right. We need leadership that says, you know, it favors the American worker for change, who listens to their concerns for change. And they have legitimate concerns. Trump has been strong and clear. He's had the courage to take on the establishment, and some of them having difficulty dealing with his big victory so far.
You know, Senator, I suspect that you are 100% correct in your assessment. We are watching Mitt Romney. I mean, he's behaving like a spoiled child. Here's a man who's put so much energy into battling Donald Trump. He might have been president had he put that energy into his campaign in 2012. And Paul Ryan, these two men have nothing to brag about in the conduct of that campaign, and obviously the result. It is staggering to me. Let me ask you this. Let's turn to the future. Donald Trump already working to unite the party. What is your sense of when we'll start to see even more progress in that direction?
Well, you know, we need to reach out, and I'm working and others are right now to talk to leaders within the Washington and other areas. But, you know, Ryan was right about one thing. He only has one vote. It's the vote of the American people that are going to decide the next election. And people with the most endorsements have pretty much gotten the lowest votes so far.
Senator Sessions, always counting those votes. You know, I have to say, too, I think we're all seeing an example of why the American people are voting the way they are and why they have chosen the man they did because of this establishment. And its sense of entitlement, it's delusional. I mean, I've just got to say this. I mean, Senator Paul Ryan needs another month to adjust to new circumstances. I don't know if we've got the right person in that speaker job if he's that slow to process. Do you?
Well,
I shouldn't put it that way, Senator, for
well,
you. You got to negotiate.
Lou, he did say he wasn't expecting this result. So if he'd called me, I would have told him how it was going to come out.
You've been very clear about that for about 10 months.
It's an important thing. I do think it's incumbent for the Republican leaders and officials to understand why Trump has support. And they need to understand that we need to make some changes. The Republican voters have demanded a lawful system of immigration. What's wrong with that? They've said, we don't believe these trade deals are working for us, and I believe evidence will prove that and already shows that. Why don't we respond positively to those kind of requests? Trump has, and he's taken the nomination.
Well, Senator, I mean, all the American people have in evidence against the elites who know better, as expressed, for example, today by Paul Ryan. All they have are 40 years of trade deficits on the part of the United States, consecutive years on their side. Senator, it is always great to have you with us. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks, Lou.
And again, congratulations. Jeff Sessions, not only prominent and instrumental in the Trump success, but I have to say he is one of the most respected Republican senators on Capitol Hill, just a great American.